Hey guys, it's Radlyn and John again. Sorry for that little technical difficulty.
Yes.
Anyhow, so how's everyone doing? We are healthy here. So far, so good. And today we wanted to answer some of the common questions that are coming in from our clients regarding USCIS closings and the current ban on entry into the United States from some countries, as well as updates on court closings in Virginia and some of the procedures that you need to follow.
Yep.
And so other things, and also if you all have any questions whatsoever while this is going on, please shoot us your question. We will answer it. We're doing this update, but we're also doing it. Ask me anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ask us anything, and we will answer it if we can. And
yeah, we completely understand that this is a tough time. Everybody's under a tremendous amount of stress. There's a lot of unknowns right now. So just stay in, stay safe, and the main thing we want to convey is that everything's moving forward, and we're going to be able to continue with your cases. Everything's going to be fine. Everything is all systems go. So you just take care of keeping yourself safe and let us take care of the law side of it, okay? And we're going to give you a bunch of updates today.
Okay, so if you all have been following our Facebook page at Gardner, Mendoza, as well as all the news, well, I'm not going to say all the news. It wasn't that heavily publicized, but USCIS is closing its office, or has closed its office to the public in order to really help with this coronavirus. And so what that means is if you had a biometrics appointment, if you had a naturalization interview, if you had a 751 interview or a green card application interview where, say you and your spouse filed together, and those are coming up in the month of March, the rest of this month, as well as it says up until April 1st. Our guess is that's probably going to go a little bit longer, and it's going to close longer than April 1st. But who knows? Maybe something miraculous will happen with this. Hopefully that will be the case. But how does this impact? I think this is a big question. How is this going to impact my case? Well, number one, it is going to cause a delay. So, y'all, this is totally unprecedented. So please be patient. It's for the health and the safety of the USCIS customers. It's for the health and safety of the immigration officers, and no one wants to get this. And so the government is taking these precautions, and I think that it's a good thing that they're taking these precautions. So I guess what I'm saying is we just all have to be patient in this. And if you are one of our clients, then you're going to basically, we're going to get the notification that it has been rescheduled to another date. Some of you all are getting calls from USCIS telling you that your, whatever is rescheduled, your biometrics appointment, your green card application interview is rescheduled, your N400 is rescheduled. So just be aware and watch your mail. Pick up that phone call where the phone number is. You don't really recognize the phone number. Pick that phone number, pick that call up, because it may be Immigration Service, trying to relay some information to you about your case. Again, if you are one of our clients, then we are also going to get that notification. So you're going to get the notification as our client, and we as the immigration attorneys, so the attorney of record, we're also going to get that notification. So again, we all have to be patient. I know that some of you have been waiting a really long time to get in front of the immigration officer to get your case done, get that green card, get your citizenship, swear in to become a citizen. And I feel really bad for all of you. And hopefully this will just move along as quickly as it can. And I am sure that the USCIS offices will open to the public once it is safe to do so. So bottom line is patience. Watch your mail, watch your email, watch your text messages, and pick up that phone call. Okay, so John's going to give an update on the court closings.
Yes, similarly, the courts are closed right now with some exceptions. I do have this is the actual order from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Donald Lemons. and it basically cites the March 12th Executive Order number 51, which was a declaration of a state of emergency from Governor Northam. And in response to that, the court has issued an emergency order closing the courts effective Monday, March 16th, and in effect until Monday, April 6th. So the courts will be closed from March 16th until April 6th. There are some exceptions that will apply. Some of the exceptions are going to be arraignments, bond hearings, bail reviews, emergency child custody and protection cases, protective orders. So again, if you have just a run-of-the-mill traffic case that's scheduled for a hearing in that time period, it's not going to be heard. It is going to be continued. If it's something else that doesn't fit neatly within one of those categories, give us a call or send me an email, and I'll see if I can figure out whether or not you have court. I know the clerks are also scrambling right now to figure all of this out. Also, sadly, the Virginia CLE Tech Show has been canceled, I understand. So one of our tech gurus, Kellen Parks, who is instrumental in putting that together, we're super disappointed, Kellen, that we're not going to be able to attend that. But I know it'll get rescheduled, and we're looking forward to it. So
Hashtag paperless. Hashtag John is paperless.
That's right. So again, just to review, if you have a court case, it has very likely been canceled for now. It's not like it's over. It's just going to get continued to another date. And if it's something that you're not sure about, let me know, and I'll see if I can figure out whether it's still on or not. Okay? And it's a good policy. I mean, the last thing we need is for everybody to be cramming in the courthouse. It's a very crowded place most days of the week.
Okay, we have a couple of questions here that I'm going to try to address here. One of the questions from Kyle is, hi Kyle, how you doing? Do you happen to know if the processing of fiancé visa applications has stopped? So, just to be clear, work at the Department of Homeland Security has not stopped. They are only not seeing the public in their offices. So if you have a pending fiancé visa case, it's just Kyle, they're still presumably working on those cases. So essentially with regard to the closings, it's really just the public going to the USCIS offices. And so in our area, which is Virginia Beach and the Hampton Roads area, that office happens to be in Norfolk, and that office is closed to the public. Now, I was there on Monday, and really the officers whom I've known for many, many years, some of them 20 plus years, not happy about everything else shutting down and the reasons for everything else shutting down, and they still have to be there to do their interviews, which is very understandable. But so the government made a good move and closed them down as well to the public. But presumably, let's keep our fingers crossed, they are working on the cases still. So hopefully that answers your question, Kyle. Give me a thumbs up if it has. We've got a question here from Mukesh. Our H-4 visa denied on February 26th. We have decided to not file a motion to reopen again. What happens if we can't travel back to our country due to COVID-19? Excellent question. In that case, and again, Mukesh, please reach out to me through Messenger so I can answer this more directly for you if I don't answer the question here, is that you may be able to do a I-539, a change of status to B1, B2 due to what's happening in the world. So let me know if you need some help with that or some guidance. I'd be happy to answer any questions about that. That's what I would do.
Yeah, we've got another very similar question that just came in.
Let's see here. So
this is
Rativa, yeah.
My green card expires in May, and what happens if I have to travel out of the country and still haven't called me for my citizenship?
Gotcha. So Maria asked this question. Hopefully you have you can go in and get an I-551 stamp, so that will allow you to travel outside of the United States. If you'd have to call the 1-800 number. So this is a real pain because of the no longer having InfoPass done online. So what you'd have to do is call the USCIS 1-800 number. Okay, this is answering Maria's question. Call the 1-800 number, and then they will call you back. I believe it's within 72 hours. So when they call you back, then they will schedule that appointment for you at if you're in this area, the Norfolk office. Excuse me, not anything, just a little tickle in my throat. So they'll call you back and they'll schedule you. So you would go in with your passport and you'd get a stamp in your passport. And basically the stamp is, this is proof, temporary proof that you are a lawful permanent resident of the United States, and that will allow you to come back in to the United States. Little caveat here is that hopefully you applied for your naturalization, at least 180 days before your green card expired. If you didn't, then there's a possibility that they may not do that stamp. Okay, if that is the case, then you have to file an I-90, get the receipt, and then they will stamp it. Again, Maria, if you have any additional questions about this, just shoot me a message via Messenger, and I'll be happy to hop on the phone for you or with you, or exchange a couple of texts to hopefully clear that up. So let's see here. A lot of questions. Thank you so much. These are amazing questions.
Yeah, and while you're looking at that, what we really wanted to reiterate too is that just like the Department of Homeland Security, Gardner and Mendoza, our law firm we're all systems go. Everything is moving forward just as usual, except that we're not seeing clients in our office. But rest assured that we are able to do everything we need to do via phone calls, emails, Skype, Zoom. There's lots of different ways for us to communicate, and so we're all hands on deck. We just aren't seeing clients physically in our office right now, but we can do everything virtually, so no worries there at all.
Yes, and just to that point, as immigration attorneys, as an immigration law firm, we've been communicating with our clients virtually for 20 years. Right. I mean, we've been doing this for 20 years, so when my client has an interview in Manila, the U.S. Embassy in Manila, we have to prepare that client, right? So we hop on a Skype call, we hop on Zoom, we hop on Facebook Messenger, we even can hop on FaceTime. So WhatsApp, whatever app there is out there, we have probably used it, and it works so well. I mean, a client just retained us from Bahrain, and again, when you're an immigration law firm and you're representing clients all around the world, this is just the way that we practice. It is really nothing that new to us to be able to be virtual and serving our clients and doing everything for them. So we really want to emphasize that it is business as usual at Gardner Mendoza, but we're also taking the precautions with regard to our team, absolutely, as well as our clients. We want to do our part and not spreading this around. So yeah,
and we really encourage everyone to take this seriously, follow the guidelines that are being put out there, and just try to protect yourselves as much as possible. And to that point as well about the physical office, if you have documents that need to be brought in, we do have a lock box the documents can be placed in. So if you want to just come up, put them in the box, we will be checking those daily, but that way you don't have to have any interaction with anyone.
And if you need to make a payment, you can also do that online. We don't charge, right. We do not charge a surcharge. We haven't charged a surcharge, a service fee for making a credit card payment in a very long time. So yes, let me see here. Other questions. Pratiba says, what are the repercussions of staying back after the visa is denied due to the COVID-19? I guess, again, if we're talking about the H-4 question again, or any other visa, I would really seriously try to ask to do a change of status to B1, B2 ASAP, as soon as possible. So the B1, B2 is a change of status to tourist visa. Okay. Kevin says, are the U.S. embassies closed abroad? Ooh, that's a good question, Kevin. I know that I'm gonna have to double check that. That's a good question. I don't think that they are closed as far as not working, but they very well may be closed to the public, just like USCIS. I'm pretty sure that they are. Letitia, are they considering allowing online oath ceremonies? I have not heard that. I would fall out of my chair if that actually happened. But, who knows? This is unprecedented times. I mean, we've got 3 kids home doing homeschooling or whatever. They're homeschooling themselves. John and I aren't really doing that much. Well, John is doing more homeschooling than I am.
Maybe Zoom jury trials are in our future. Who knows?
But I don't know the answer to that question, and I it's kind of terrible about what's happening, especially with these oath ceremonies. One of my Facebook friends, he said, and he didn't mean it in a way that downplayed the oath ceremony, but he says an oath ceremony is just a formality. In one sense, it is. You've done all the hard work, you've passed the test, you've completed the application, you've paid the fee. But on the other hand, you are not a U.S. citizen, and I just want to make sure that everybody knows this until you swear in and take that oath to become a U.S. citizen. So the implications they can be pretty severe depending on what happens in between the time that you pass your N400 naturalization exam to the time that you have your oath swearing in ceremony. So people are just thinking, what do you mean? Well, what if you get a reckless driving speeding? Okay, so a reckless driving speeding is what? Is that a class
1 misdemeanor?
Class 1 misdemeanor. And so, with this closing, with the courts being closed, when is your case going to be? If you go to your oath and you say, oh yeah, I got this reckless driving, well, they're going to turn you away, and you're not going to be able to swear in that day. And the question is, and swear in to become a U.S. citizen. And the question is, okay, well, when will I be able to do it? Well, it depends on your case. Is USCIS going to sit there and wait for your case to be over? Probably not. They're probably going to deny it depending on how long it takes. And then you'll have to file again. So, yeah, don't speed in between. That's a very minor thing that can cause a giant, huge setback in your case. So, for some reason,
practice social distancing by being at home, not by going on a joyride.
Yeah, right. I'm refreshing here so I can make sure I get these questions.
Yeah, so there's some questions about changing a visa. There's one about getting married in Costa Rica.
Okay, so quick. Again, how can I change my status to B1, B2 after being denied the visa due to COVID-19? Lots of great questions on that. I see a lot of people are concerned about that. It is through the I-539 form. So that's how you would change your status and request a different one. And when USCIS is looking at the B1, B2, I-539, specifically, they want to see, okay, how are you going to support yourself while you're here? What are you going to be doing? These are some of the questions, not specifically what are you going to be doing, but we do like to have a general statement as to, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing while I'm here in the United States, and this is why I need to do a change of status. So I think simply, and again, I have not done this yet, but I think simply you'd have to say, look, here, the situation is we have this coronavirus, do not want to travel. It's hazardous to travel with the whole family, and this is why we're asking for a 6-month request to change the status to a B1, B2. So anyway, hopefully that answers the question.
Okay, there was one slip by us about a marriage in Costa Rica. Was she not there?
No, see, I don't see the oh wait, hold on a second. So Jay says, I'm just going to read these off as I get them. Do you think the oath ceremonies will postpone until the outbreak is over? I assume they don't do virtual ceremonies. Jay, that is correct. No virtual ceremonies right now. I'm really thinking that's definitely going to have to be an in-person thing. The sacred oath ceremony has got to be in person. I'll give you $1 if they do virtual. I don't think that's going to happen. Okay, did we see that other? What was the other question? Let me see here.
It came up quickly.
I know. I'm trying to see all these comments that are coming in. I'm super excited that everyone's here.
Whoever submitted the question about getting married in Costa Rica, maybe if you could submit it again so we can see it again.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not coming up on my computer here with regard to the questions. Okay, so what are they until those questions pop up again and scroll up, because we're seeing them on the screen and not on the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you everyone for coming on and giving us your questions. I know everybody's worried and concerned about this. So really, really quickly, I want to do a public service announcement. If you're out there and you're sitting on your application, maybe it's an I-130 for your spouse or something who's in Manila. If you're sitting on that, it's like, you know what, I'm not going to file this I-130 right now to get this case started because, gosh, who knows what's happening? Is there even going to be anyone to receive this mail? What's going to happen to it? What if it gets lost? Da-da-da-da-da. All the reasons that we don't file something, all the reasons we don't, that we sit on something. Or even if it's an N-400, you're applying for citizenship. Like, I'm not going to do it right now. This is a good reason to not do that because of everything that's going on. So my public service announcement tip in order to keep your immigration journey and your life moving forward is please do not wait. File the petition. File the N-400. They're still working. USCIS is still working on these cases. Mm-hmm. Again, the closing is just with regard to people going into the local immigration offices, the field offices. So do not further delay your case by using this as an excuse to not file. And I'm not trying to be harsh or anything, but I know just from being an immigration attorney for 22 years that, sometimes, especially with an N-400, my clients will think of every excuse not to file that application. And this is a really good one, right? But no, please still continue to file. One of the reasons I strongly am suggesting this is because there's going to be so many people that after this is done, then they're going to file. And that's going to just cause a surge in applications received. Again, USCIS works on a first come, first served basis. So they have, a priority date system. The sooner that you file your case, the better, especially in circumstances like this. Trust me, I promise you, for a variety of reasons, people are not filing. But when the dust settles for all of this, they will be filing, and you may be behind the curve there. So don't be that person that is filing after this dust settles. Please file now if you can. And again, if you need any help with that, of course, we're here, we're open, we're happy to help with that. Let's see here. Kyle, is there a way for me to check out on the status of our application it's still within the 6-month period? I think that's what the rest of the thing says. So, no, Kyle, there's not. Because we can't do status checks unless it has fallen outside of the processing time. So, sorry about that, Kyle. Maybe you and I can have a talk later if you want to talk this through, but unfortunately not. As long as the case is within its processing times on the state USCIS, then we're not going to be able to even inquire. You can call and they'll say, oh, your case is still within processing times, and that is the answer that you will get after being on the phone for 30 to 45 minutes. Same
for these interviews.
Yeah, so Kevin, can we talk about the interviews? Yes, the interviews are right now. They're not being scheduled right now. In-person interviews are not being scheduled, and I know that you have a pending case. And unfortunately, we're just going to have to wait and see. That the European ban was 30 days, so we're counting down, and we'll see what will happen there. Again, presumably, within the embassy, they're working on getting these cases scheduled in a timely manner. But what is the fallout going to be with all the delays and perhaps the work that they have to catch up on and the interviews that they have to catch up on? Again, we have hopefully a first in, first out situation. And I know that you were scheduled for the interview. or scheduling, getting ready to schedule the interview, but that's going to be put on hold for the moment. But they're still working on it.
Yeah, all we can do with regard to those is just to be patient. When the dust finally does settle from this, and it will, everything is going to have to be rescheduled. Court cases, USCIS hearings, interviews, everything. And so we just have to keep pushing forward with the work, and when the dust does settle and the coast is clear, everything will be rescheduled, and we'll just have to move forward at that point.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna take a little detour from this.
I think I'm gonna do this next time.
Next time? Is there too much?
Yeah.
Is there too much immigration action going on right now?
No, I think this is on everyone's mind. There was some traffic updates, but I think that we can address that in a little more detail at another Facebook Live, because I want to make sure that the focus right now is on this situation, hopefully putting everybody's mind and hearts at ease a little bit, to not be totally freaked out about all of this. Everything is going to be fine.
Kevin, I think that we still should send documents. I'm sorry, Kevin's question is, should we still send physical documents to the embassy? And yes, my answer right now is yes. Because from my understanding is people are still working, maybe limited capacity, maybe on a rotating schedule, but yes, we should still send the documents. Okay. Does anyone else have any questions that we missed that you submitted, and because they're not popping up on my Mac here for whatever reason, I have to ask Kellen about that?
Yeah, and in terms of the documents and filing and everything else here, again, when all of this does pass, how they schedule things is going to depend on the dates that things were filed originally. So we want to keep cases moving forward so that when everything does reopen, those who had things filed first are going to be the first ones to have their hearings and their interviews scheduled.
Right. Okay. So let's see here. What's happening if the embassy denied your visa but still has the passport? What happened if the embassy denied your visa but still has the passport? They, again, they should be sending that back hopefully sometime soon, or depending on the embassy, having you come in to pick that up. But Guy, you can shoot me a message if you want a little bit more clarification, but that is really what is supposed to happen in a case like that. So yeah, I can see your concern that, okay, well, if they're closed, or if there's no one there, or if they have limited staff, then when am I going to get that back? You should be getting that back, and it's most likely going to be mailed, or they'll schedule an appointment for you to pick that up. Okay, so we got a question in from our email, and it says this is pretty detailed, but I'm going to go ahead and answer it because it's going to address a couple of issues. My fiance has a tourist visa. Our plan was to marry in Costa Rica and follow the CR1 spouse visa and I-130 petition. So they were going to do consular processing, basically file that I-130 petition, go through National Visa Center, do an interview in Costa Rica. With the coronavirus messing everything up, would it be smarter to get her here now and marry her here now in the United States on a tourist visa, visit, stay, and do a change of status, I-45 instead? Can you guide me through the best path to take? Eric, we can definitely guide you through the best plan to take. Here is the big no-no about that. Huge thing. So immigrant intent is a big deal. If you have a tourist visa and you enter the United States for the purpose of getting married to your U.S. citizen spouse, that is impermissible. That is a big no-no. Now, if your fiance happened to be here during this whole coronavirus outbreak from Costa Rica visiting, and you guys had plans to get married in Costa Rica and elaborate plans, and because of these circumstances she changed her mind about all that, that's okay to do the green card application adjustment of status while here in the United States. But if you're planning on it, then no. Do not do that, because that can come back later to bite you big time.
Absolutely.
So Eric, if you want to talk to me about this, please shoot me a message. Again, file that I-130 petition, or you may even think about doing a fiancé visa now, which is a little bit faster than the I-130 petition. It's still faster. Eric, I hope that answered your question. I just want to get out there to everybody that immigrant intent is a big deal. It's you don't want the local immigration office to have a reason to deny your green card application, and misrepresentation when applying for a visa or when entering the United States at a port of entry is definitely a reason for denial. Okay? All right. Did we get all the questions?
I think we did, yeah.
Okay.
You did.
Well, you're not. What can you just say 2 minutes about?
You know what? This is what's on everyone's mind right now, and I want everyone to be focused on this. The next time we do a Facebook Live, I'm going to delve into some detail, and you'll hear me talk the whole time about some traffic things. But I want everybody right now to be focused on what they're focused on. Nobody cares about
that's
updates
not true.
to the traffic.
That is
right
absolutely not true. But okay,
next
that's fine.
time. Okay.
All right.
Next
So.
time.
This is really testing these glasses here with reading this. I received a letter from USCIS on January 14th approving my petition for permanent residency and told me that the card, you want to click that?
Yeah, let's see, well.
Don't hit the end button. Give me the card. Okay, we can't read the rest of that. Sorry, Cheryl. Okay, wait, here it is. I received a letter from USCIS on January 14th approving my petition for permanent residency and told me that the card will be issued within 60 days. Is this current COVID situation affecting the issuance and delivery of the card? Potentially, absolutely. Again, if there's a staggered schedule, if some of the people are not coming in, processing, I don't think it's going to impact it that much. The issuance of the lawful permanent resident card to our clients is done like clockwork, so hopefully it doesn't. But I think that it is expected that everything is going to slow down just a little bit. So I can't, Cheryl, I'd be lying in my heart to you if I thought, oh no, it's going to just go as usual. I don't think it's going to impact it that much, but I don't know. Again, very uncertain times here, and if you need, and see that you're not going to even be able to get into the USCIS office for a 551 stamp to get that done. But if there is any type of emergency of some sort, there are exceptions to get into the immigration office. So just let me know if there is an emergency, and we can potentially help you get into the immigration office to get the I-551 stamp. Okay. So you want to talk a little bit about what we're doing at the office as far as working virtually, the team?
Yeah, everybody, like I said, everybody in our office is working just as we always have. It's just that everybody is working from their home remotely right now. So we're having all the same team meetings that we've always had. We start every morning discussing all of our active files and updates and what's going on. All of our communication is the same as it's always been. The only difference is that we are not physically seeing clients. For those of you who came in late, we're not physically seeing clients in our office, but otherwise everything else in our office is operating exactly as it always has, and frankly as it always pretty much does, because as Radlyn said earlier, we're so used to serving clients that are out of the country that this doesn't really seem that strange to us to be communicating with everyone through things like Skype or Zoom. So if you have anything pending with us, please just contact us and reach out to us just like you always have, and we will get back to you like we always do. And I want to reiterate that for those of you who have court cases, whether it be a criminal case, a traffic case, if it's in the circuit court, the general district court, those cases have all been postponed. The courts have been are closed until April 6th, but and that's by an order from the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. However, there are some exceptions, and if you feel like you may be in one of those exceptions, please give me a call or email me, and I will be happy to try to track down the answer for you. Even if you're not one of our clients, I still will try to find out the answer for you, because there is some gray area here. There emergency protective orders are being heard, arraignments, bond hearings, bond appeals. And so if you have any of that stuff that's coming up and you're not sure, let me know and I will be happy to try to find an answer for you, okay?
Well, I will add that we are still going to the office to work on the cases. So say for example, we need to get something out. Well, obviously it's got to get packaged up, it's got to get copied, it's got to get scanned. So when we have to go to the office to do that, we do that. We're also going to the office daily we've been going to the office this whole week, but I just told our crew that this is getting pretty serious. And again, we want to do our part not to be bad citizens and have our people forced to work at the office, which they weren't. It was always optional. But today we said, look, if you absolutely do not have to come in, then don't come in. And that, again, that's to protect our team, their families, and to protect our clients. But the mail comes at a certain time. So mail is super important to us. That is not electronic yet. That's still paper. And we, Grace and Jackie are going to go in and stagger the days and go in every day and process the mail and probably be there for 4 hours daily. So
as well as that Dropbox that we mentioned, if you're putting documents in that lockbox at our office, I assure you they won't be in there very long because somebody's going to be checking that every single day.
They're going to have gloves on, but they will be checking it. I don't know if they'll have gloves on. Do we have gloves? I don't know. But so for the people that are on right now, how's everybody dealing with the if you are quarantined, how's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? Everybody still with their spouses? Haven't strangled the kids yet? Our kids are super awesome. They're amazing. They're very independent. And do we know what they're doing though? I mean, hopefully they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, but
I really don't. Although we've had some practice with this with Christmas breaks.
Yeah, and summer, right? Summer breaks.
That's right.
So the other thing in the email, and again, this is just, there are so many people that are freaking out right now about their cases and about what's happening. So I said, look, we're gonna do the Rat Hotline. Rat is for Radlyn. I named the hotline after me. Thought I'd have some fun. But
and Kyle just weighed in. Kyle, thank you for that. That's awesome. Proud of you.
Yes, thanks, Kyle. Thanks for your service. We will absolutely keep you posted. I know that it's very uncertain for everyone right now.
Yeah,
So
I didn't mean to interrupt you though. Go ahead. You were talking about the Radlyn.
yeah. So Jay says USCIS has been pretty good at updating via my USCIS. Can we expect the correspondence to continue? I hope so, Jay. I really do, because we need that correspondence to continue with our USCIS accounts as well. And I'm just kind of envisioning their team also working remotely to an extent. So everything, as John was mentioning before about our team, we have all cloud services that we work with. Our phone system, DOPAD. We haven't used a real phone in a really long time. So all of our people have AirPods or headsets. So we use a voice over IP. So we're calling over the internet anyway. We've been doing that, and so I am hoping that USCIS is doing that to an extent. I have friends who work for the Department of Homeland Security. They do telework all the time, so it is something that they're used to. Okay, let's see here. Rita, husbandship is doing temperature checks before letting them in the boat right now.
Yes.
So yes, thanks Rita for that update. I can imagine that's happening.
Okay, so let's talk about this Radlyn.
Oh, the Rat Hotline. Really quickly. So if you all want to shoot me a message through Messenger. You can do that, Radlyn Mendoza, and you can also send me a text or call me on my line, my DOPAD line, which is 757-296-2585, 757-296-2585. Even if you're not a client, if you have a question, if you have a concern that we can answer for you, I will do my best to answer the question. So shoot me a text on that, call me on that, I'm also going to have office hours from, what did I say? Did I say 9 to 10? So office hours, call me from 9 to 10. I will be picking up the phone. I will be checking Facebook Messenger. I think I'm going to reserve office hour calls just for live calls, picking up the phone, talking to a live person. And if you want to send me a message, then I'll answer those too. But I will have office hours every single day, Monday through Friday. So call me 9 to 10. If I don't pick up, I will call you back. We'll do it within that hour. If there's more need, then I'll engage the rest of our team in doing this. But again, we just want to be helpful. We want to be able to answer some of these questions for our immigrant community and those who are applying and going through this process, whether you're a client or not, because hopefully that will just kind of calm the fears down a little bit. Everybody is very, very anxious right now. Even people who are not typically anxious are anxious. So
yeah, and we know there's a lot of uncertainty, and we want to do what we can to try to alleviate some of that and try to get answers to questions you have. And if we don't know the answers, because there are a lot of unknowns right now, we'll track it down. We'll find an answer and get it to you. Okay.
Right. Okay. So I'm trying to make sure there are no other questions. And we're also going to, again, we're going to hop on here at least once a week, if not more. If you guys saw my crazy Facebook live post in my car, driving to the immigration interview, also driving to the grocery store.
It was a hands-free. She was not holding
No, it was hands-free, totally.
Of course.
Yeah. But I was a little bit anxious on Monday, Rita, if you're still on, I was just worried about my daughter, our 8-year-old daughter, who, she's had a runny nose and a cold for this whole week, and it's just kind of made me, and probably you as well, just a little bit nervous. John keeps checking her temperature for me. I'm like, I think she's warm, but she's not warm, but it has definitely gotten me, just has had me on edge all week. And as I was saying in the earlier Facebook Lives, as soon as I put on my suit, which is, like I said, my lawyer costume, I was super lawyer, and I was driving to the interview, and that actually brought me some peace and comfort. And I don't know if that's, if I'm addicted to my work or what, but it really did, because I knew what was going to happen. I knew exactly what was going to happen at that interview, even though you don't absolutely know. But I was very, very certain what was going to happen, what the outcome was going to be, and who the people were at that immigration office. And so, again, the job that we're doing, it's a vocation for us. And again, it just made me have some comfort. So if there's something like that you guys can do, like maybe it's running, or maybe it's walking your dog, maybe it is putting on your costume of whatever it is, your nurse costume, but I just feel like, yes, this is actually something I can do, that I have control of. And it just made me feel powerful for those couple hours that I was there. So Rena, I know that you think that I helped you, but you and your husband helped me. And I really, enjoyed hanging out with them, waiting for the interview, as well as doing that interview and being there for my client. So anyhow, that's a little life hack tip.
Yep. Big challenge ahead of us, but we together we're going to rise to face it, and we're going to overcome it.
Absolutely. And one last thing before we go, if there are no more questions, Rena, thanks. How is Ray doing now? She's still doing a lot of big runny nose. So, but she's doing better. She's playing, and she's happy. She's eating. So she's not sick, but just it's.
As my dear friend used to always say to me, she's 100% my brother.
Yeah, that's right. Mike, do you guys match on purpose?
No, that was. We're just morphing into one. We're morphing into one person.
I know. We don't know how to do the horizontal. I mean, it's ridiculous, Mike. Nice to see you, Mike. What's going on? It's been a long, long time. We don't match on purpose. I just wanted to wear something light. I'm normally wearing black, but today.
We heard at a GLM meeting you should always match. I don't know, something like that.
Yes, that's right. Julie says, yes, I put on my nurse costume. So sometimes with our work, our profession, our vocation, you know, you get into it because you know you have certainty with that. So it does provide me comfort knowing that I know what I'm doing and I know that I'm also helping someone else. So
we'll do what we can. You all do what you can. All right. And
I'm gonna do a hack. I'm gonna go on Facebook Live and do a hack. Y'all are gonna love it. It's a Filipino hack to to cut down on paper towels. Anyway.
I know it.
You know the hack?
I'm half Filipino.
That's right. You are half Filipino.
All right, folks.
No more questions.
No more questions.
If there are any questions, again, shoot them to me via Messenger on my personal Facebook, or you can also shoot it to Gardner Mendoza's Facebook. And don't forget the Rat Hotline, which is 757-296-2585. And I will have office hours and be answering that phone from 9 to 10. If I don't get your call, that means I'm on another call with someone. But we're going to have that free time to answer everyone's questions, whether you're a client of Gardner Mendoza or not. Hey, Kelly. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining.
Yeah.
You all are amazing.
Yep,
Interactive. Loved it.
And we're here for you. Take care.
Safe.
Stay safe.
Stay healthy. Oh, how are we finishing?